So, I've been staring at myself for the past 10 minutes, just like trying to see how much I hate this setup on like a scale of 1 to 10. And I came to the conclusion that it's a solid 50. But then I also came to the conclusion that I don't have the time or the energy to set up anywhere else. It's almost 10 p.m. I am pretty much like an old lady at this point. Long story short, after a long inner debate with myself, I decided to just shoot my shot and film a girl talk video for you guys. So let's jump to the part where I welcome all of you guys. So hi, hello, what's poppin' peanuts? My name is Rebecca and welcome to my channel. Or if you're coming back, then welcome the fuck back. Hi. I just wanted to like talk about how not to self-sabotage when you're dating somebody, because listen y'all, we all see these videos and like articles and stuff like that on how to date or how to get over somebody you never or just briefly dated. But like, I don't know, to me personally, the biggest tip in dating would have been like how not to self-sabotage video, because I tend to do that a lot. I have talked to many people about this, and most of them also seem to have the same problem, like boys and girls. So it's not even a fucking gender issue. Like, I have never really encountered such a video. So I've decided to make one since, as I've said, this whole self-sabotaging thing seems to be sort of like a thing, unfortunately, amongst us boys and girls, because we're all kind of like scared shitless of dating and each other and ourselves and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I have a bottle of Prosecco, which I'm gonna drink right now, if you don't mind. And maybe you could grab a drink as well, or a snack, or whatever you want. Oh no, I saved my room from a fucking disaster. Alright, cheers to so many relationships being fucking ruined because of, I don't want to offend anyone, can I say idiocy? Like, I'm also talking about myself, so, oh no, a lack of knowing ourselves, let's say that, because that's kind of where the whole thing is fucking rooted, so cheers to that. Oh, and another thing, I also decided to do my makeup while filming this video because I always gather as many distractions as I possibly can, so let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, I also wanted to say about this video, I'm sorry that I'm looking down because my mirror is here, so yeah, this is why I'm looking down. And the other thing I wanted to say is that this video isn't going to be one of those love yourself kind of videos, because duh, bitch, it's coming out of the fucking tap already, okay? I'm gonna just be real with you right now for a second. Not dating until you have got over your issues is, in my opinion, kind of like a bullshit thing to do. So trauma is this thing where it kind of tends to stay with us, you know what I mean? Like, for the long haul. And like, you can work on it and stuff, but it will like always fucking stay with you. And it's not even to like excuse any bad behavior, because you can reprogram yourself and stuff, but I feel like that's an important thing to get out of the way, because like, that's just how it is. And it's not, I'm just not gonna date until I got over all of my issues, because bitch, if you want to start dating when you're like fucking 40 and you can maybe afford a good therapist, fine, you know, that's your decision, but I personally don't. So you can absolutely like be aware of your issues and work on them while also dating and like trying to find true love, you know? So it's completely fine. Like, don't feel bad because you have like issues, because welcome to the club, bitch. All of us kind of do. Like, yeah, bitch, love yourself, spend time on and with yourself. If this is something that you want to prioritize over dating, it's completely fine. That's also sort of what I've been doing, but the beauty of it is, at least for me, that when I start doing that, that's when life kind of decides to throw a guy at me, and I always decide that I'm gonna be okay, and then it goes to shit, and then I cry for another 6 months, you know what I mean? And I'm like, how can I improve? Because this isn't fun. Obviously, I have to come to terms with this whole, yeah, I should hold my horses, because if it doesn't work out with this person, I still have to function. I too have decided to love the shit out of myself. I'm going to, you know, become comfortable with uncertainty. I even fucking bought this book. It's literally called Comfortable with Uncertainty. I know you can't see it because the lighting is shit. I went full on Buddha on this shit, okay? Like, I got my act together.
Are you sure about that?
I'm still going to have an awesome life, even if it doesn't work out with the next man that gives me the slightest bit of affection that I can then get hooked onto like a fucking drug. But then I was like, listen, girl, because I talk to myself sometimes, you're living la dolce vita. You're aware of issues you have and coping mechanisms that aren't necessarily healthy. But how about, here's the fun idea. Instead, we could work with all those issues and coping mechanisms and try to make the next one work. I don't know. And I was like, oh, what a concept. So I am going to share with you the things that I have learned, because I am a wise bitch now. Wise bitch that doesn't know where her fucking brush is. The first thing that I think is really important is to just basically like pay attention to yourself, connecting to your own feelings and what you like, what you don't like. And knowing yourself is really necessary to be able to be honest with yourself, which is so important. If you are like me and you tend to self-sabotage a lot, in order to be able to come to terms with the issues that you have. I think I should just get drunk as soon as possible, and then everything's gonna go much more smoothly. Also, another thing is looking at your environment like early on in life, because many of our fears and issues stem from childhood, right? I don't think I'm saying anything new here. How it works with love and emotional bonds and stuff, your relationship with your primary caregivers when you're like a baby or a small child, the people you depend on for survival, it kind of acts as like a blueprint for your future relationships. So all of us develop a picture of what love looks like to us in those early stages of our lives, and we actually take that with us for pretty much the rest of our lives. If you were raised in like a loving environment and you got attention and validation and there was no abuse, no abandonment, that is awesome, but for the most of us, it's a bit different. Many of us, for example, aren't able to express emotion the way normal people would. That can have multiple reasons. For example, I don't know, like your emotions were never really validated as a child to begin with. You never really learned how to identify them in the first place, and therefore it's very difficult for you to communicate them. Or, for example, many of us, again, have learned to connect relationships with loss early on in life. So there was some sort of a loss, either a divorce or death, and our little brains were just like, okay, this means that having an emotional bond with someone means that we're gonna like lose that bond eventually. And that is why many people have intimacy issues or trust issues and other fun stuff. People with these kinds of issues have special needs and special fears in relationships. I actually made a separate video on that in case you're interested and want to check it. You don't have to, but if you're interested, you can. All of us have like different concepts of love and different expectations that we have. So therefore, love looks kind of different for most of us, right? And this is the reason why sometimes we might have issues understanding each other in relationships, because love looks different for all of us. And there's actually an exercise that I did that kind of helped me identify the connection between my relationship with my parents and my romantic partners. You make a list of 5 or however much you want people you have been romantically involved with in your life. You write the names of people that you have been romantically involved with before. You know, if you have a partner right now, you can also write their name on this list. And so you make practically like 5 columns or however much you want. So basically what you do is under each name, you write all of the negative emotions that that person has made you feel, or you have felt next to that person, or when you were with this person. And, you know, for example, if your past partners have made you feel lonely, abandoned, cheated, lied to, anything, like basically any negative emotion that comes to your head. So then you're gonna get onto the second part of this exercise, which is basically just like doing the same list for your primary caregivers. So for me, for example, my parents, and I wrote down every negative emotion that I felt when I was a child. So after you've done with that, again, only focusing on the negatives, you will be able to see some similarities. Like for most people, the two parts of the exercise, so like the different lists, are pretty similar. I underlined like the reoccurring words. For example, I felt alone in my childhood, so like I have to deal with my emotions alone. I felt invalidated. Then I also wrote that for all of my past partners, to be honest. The more words you highlight, it's like, oh my god, that's kind of a pattern. That basically can all be explained by the thing that I have said, that, you know, we learn all this from the relationship between our parents, or the relationship we have with our parents. As I always say, psychology is fun once you realize how many issues you have, right? Like we all love doing that. After checking all the similarities, this exercise kind of gives you a picture of, okay, so this is what love looks like for me, and now I know what I have to work with. And it's not necessarily about fixing everything like all at once, it's just being aware of those things and issues that you have, negative feelings that you need to pay attention to. Because we have this certain idea of love, we look for people with whom we can kind of relive this image that we have seen in our childhoods and experienced in our childhoods and stuff. And many times that can be very toxic and very unhealthy, basically. So yeah, that's sort of what happens. For example, I have abandonment issues because I have experienced abandonment in my childhood. I would subconsciously pick people that would abandon me, or I would make people abandon me and stuff, because that's what love meant for me. Like it's loss, it's relationships and emotional bonds are connected with loss. And obviously I realized all this before, but this exercise kind of still shocked me, because there are so many negative feelings that came up, and so many negative feelings that I never really made this connection before about a lot of those negative feelings. Like, oh my god, I felt that in my childhood, and I felt that in my relationships. And so seeing these fears and issues on paper kind of gives you the opportunity of being able to think about, what are my needs? What are the things that I need in order to make these fears go away, in order to deal with these fears and negative feelings, you know? So you say, I felt very insecure in my childhood and then in my relationships as well. Then what you need is reassurance, great, you know, or felt lied to in my childhood and then in my romantic relationships as well, a lot. So what I need is honesty and good communication. So that sort of stuff. You can kind of start figuring out your relationship needs. That's great, because what is literally the best thing you can do is, and this goes hand in hand in paying attention to yourself. So these things kind of all build on each other and they're all connected, because the best thing you can do is trying to fulfill your own needs, essentially. So yes, this is where I take a little dive into the whole love yourself, be one full piece on your own first. You're probably bored of, but hear me out, okay? Knowing your own needs is super duper important. If I haven't said that already in this video, have I said that already in this video? I'm gonna say it now, or I'm gonna say it again. What I mean by your own needs is, do you need somebody to take care of you? How do you want to be taken care of? What acts would you expect from your romantic partner to show you that they are taking care of you? And once you answer your questions, try and do these things yourself. Like, I don't know, you need attention, give yourself attention. Pay attention to yourself by connecting with how you're feeling at that moment, for example. You know, small check-ins that you would also want from your partner. Okay, Rebecca, how you doing, girl? How you feeling? Do you need anything? A little water, a little fruit? Is your heart a little heavy? And then tend to the things that come up. Like, yeah, I'm a little frustrated. Okay, what would make me feel better? You know, like, do I need to dance it out? Do I need to go for a run? Do I need to lie down a little bit? Do I need to bake something? Do I need to drink some coffee? Do I need to talk to somebody? These things should come naturally before you expect anybody else to take care of you. Like, it shouldn't be your partner's job to take care of you. It's nice if they do, but simply isn't their responsibility to make you into a whole ass person who is emotionally a-okay, you know? The best thing is, honestly, when two people are both happy on their own, have great lives, individual lives, are able to take care of themselves emotionally and, like, you know, in general, and they choose to share that with each other. Ugh, gotta drink to that. We have discovered our issues, we have discovered our needs and feelings. Now, another very important thing to, like, not self-sabotage and basically stop setting yourself up for failure is setting and enforcing boundaries and being clear about your intentions once you start dating. Just not going into it blindly. This is what I want. This is what I will accept. This is how I want to be treated. And these are the things that I will not accept from you. Also, don't be mad at the other person for not knowing these things by themselves, because your partner can't really read your mind, especially if they don't know you as well. It happens that your partner hurts you with something and it wouldn't even really occur to them that the thing that they're doing is essentially hurting you. Obviously here I'm not talking about, like, cheating or, like, just generally being rude and mean to you, but like light things, like they don't keep a promise, like they say, oh, I'm gonna call you later, and then they forget, and this brings up your abandonment issues, and then you're just like hella triggered, and then you get mad at them and you get frustrated and you get hurt, and then they just don't know what the fuck is going on, because in their heads it's just like, oh, I forgot, or my phone died, or I had a meeting, like something happened, and like they had no intention of not talking to you. It just happened that way. Okay, so I have recorded a huge chunk of this video with my mic just lying on the floor, and I kind of tried to recheck the footage. As far as I'm concerned now, the audio is like clear and you're able to hear it. The quality might be a bit worse. So yeah, I'm sorry. I got my mic on now and I'm gonna continue. So if your partner hurts you in the beginning, or like does something that pisses you off or makes you feel lesser than, just tell them, this is how I want to be treated. You're setting your boundaries, like, this is what I want, this is what I expect from you, this is what I accept, stuff like that. And if they like you, they will respect this and, you know, show you that they are into you and they respect you by being mindful about these things. And if they continue to mistreat you after you have clearly communicated your feelings, walk your fine ass out the door. Value yourself, sis. Or bro. Men need to value themselves too. Bro, if homegirl be walking all over you over and over again, walk your fine ass out the door, or show her where the fucking door is, you know what I mean? Respect yourselves. I promise we're getting to the end of this. Gotta drink. So yeah, what I'm essentially saying is, if you have a partner, someone you're seeing or something like that, communicate with them. You know what I mean? The whole thing that I talked about before, expressing your emotions and your needs and like setting boundaries and whatever. Trust me, I know what it can be like when you have anxiety, okay? I know what it feels like when you get into that really dark mental state and you just feel so scared and so alone. You don't know what to do. That fucking sucks, but it's all in your head. Talk to this person that you're involved with. You're not a burden. It's okay and it's natural to feel this way. Like, we're all so fucking scared of each other and our own demons and being vulnerable. I can guarantee you your partner has fears as well, probably about this relationship as well, you know? Like, and if you just say like, I'm feeling this and this and that, it's not your fault, it's not your responsibility. I just wanted you to know that I'm dealing with this thing, and, you know, I'm scared that, I don't know, you don't like me, for example, and it would make me feel really safe if you could reassure me in a certain way. And knowing yourself and what you need in that kind of a situation, you might be able to tell them how to reassure you. It's just a beautiful thing, because they will probably do it if they really care about you and really want to make this work. Maybe it will start a conversation between you two, and this whole process of being vulnerable with each other, which is the most beautiful fucking thing, and I'm honestly truly a slut for it. Like, oh my god. My tolerance is so low. Like, I drank 2.5 glasses of Prosecco and I'm getting fucking pissed. The last thing I really, really want to tell you is don't listen to those dating coaches who tell you to act against your feelings and desires. What I mean by that is, for example, if they tell you to be cold and distant because that's how you get the other person to get hooked on you, but really all you want to do is tell the other person how you feel. Listen to your heart, because your heart can never lead you astray. And I mean that because, you know, maybe, I don't know, it can happen. Worst case scenario, you tell them how you feel and they tell you they don't feel the same way or something. Okay, what then? At least you know, and you can move on with your life. You know what I mean? You're not gonna waste any more time with this person. There is no need to incorporate all these tactics and these games. Let everything just happen naturally. Like, really, that is probably my second biggest advice after knowing yourself. Like, just let everything happen on its own. Don't worry about what society thinks, for example, how all this should go down. And obviously, if you're still in the talking phase after 9 months, it's kind of weird. Communicate your intentions, and like, you can ask your person as well, like, what are your intentions? Like, what the fuck do you want from me, you know? And they're like, oh, I don't know. After like 5 fucking dates, then that's not the person you're looking for. You know, I personally prefer someone who like just lets me know and I don't even have to fucking ask, because I just know what's going on. Oh my god, I'm tipsy already. What the fuck? Why am I drunk? I'm literally drunk right now. What the fucking hell? Anyway, what I was saying, let everything happen naturally. You know, the right people will probably like the way you would naturally go about things in the progression of your relationship. I read this thing somewhere that men's love needs are uncertainty and challenge. Well, bitch, my love needs are attention and security. So fuck you. Bro, why would I sacrifice my love needs for? I feel like there's always this pressure to like act cool in a situation, but like, can we just like not do that and like tell each other that we like each other and just like be done with it, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm getting drunk and this video is longer than it needs to be, so I'm gonna finish this right now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you had fun, and I really do hope that if you are a person who does self-sabotage, maybe this could help you in some way. Like, I'm really just so happy, even if I could just help one person, you know, just one freaking person will sit down and actually think about their issues and like write about their issues and like, you know, maybe do these exercises even. Like, it can't hurt, you know? Let's try to make our relationships better and just not fuck with each other's feelings, because hurt people, and, you know, just let's try to get over that hurt and not hurt each other anymore. Let's do the outro. I'm literally done right now. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Hit the notification bell and follow me on my Instagram or my Tumblr, or watch my other videos. Did I seriously just get drunk from like 3 glasses of Prosecco? What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm gonna go, and I love you, and please take care of yourself because you deserve it, and also because of what I just said. Like, if you don't remember the parts when I talked about taking care of yourself, go back and fucking listen to it again, okay? You deserve to be taken care of by yourself and, you know, also by other people, but it's important to know how to take care of yourself. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I love you, and I hope you stay healthy and safe, and, you know, take care of yourself and each other, and I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm gonna go. So bye. Peace out. Bye.